Hey, what's up everyone? Happy Friday. Today's video is going to be a quick update on Ethan. As most of you know, our 7-year-old son Ethan was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. He's had numerous surgeries, open heart surgeries, and today is actually the 7-year anniversary of his second open heart surgery. And he had that surgery done the day before he turned 5 months old. So 7 years ago today, Ethan was having an open heart surgery done. And I can actually still remember seeing Ethan after his surgery. When they brought him to his room to recover, I completely lost it. Like, my knees buckled. I started to feel super sick, and I just had to sit down. Like, I couldn't even look at him with all the tubes and just blood and swelling. It was just a horrendous sight to see. Now, I'm just so thankful. He's 7 years old now. He's doing great health-wise. Our only issue, like I mentioned before in a recent video, has been Ethan's behavior. So a few weeks ago, we had Ethan tested. We did some neuropsychology testing. Ethan was diagnosed with ADHD and anxiety. I'm gonna give you guys the exact definition of ADHD meaning. Let's see what it means. So ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder affects children and teens and continue into adulthood. ADHD is most commonly diagnosed mental disorder of children. Children with ADHD may be hyperactive and unable to control their impulses, or they may have trouble paying attention. So those things have actually been all the things we've struggled with Ethan. And not so much the hyperactivity. I feel like all boys at some point are hyper, especially if he's really excited. He just loses it, kind of. But the anxiety portion of it, I'll come back to the ADHD. Let's go to anxiety in children. Ethan was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, and what I found online is that children and teens with this disorder worry excessively and uncontrollably about daily life events and often are nicknamed worry warts. Their worries include fear of bad things happening in the future, such as global warming or parents divorcing, being on time, or making mistakes, a loved one becoming ill or dying, personal health, academic performance, world events, and natural disasters. Now, one of the things that we noticed about Ethan that kind of gave us a sign that he had some anxiety was that Ethan is the type of child who wants to know every single task, like every single daily task or schedule. He needs to know exactly what to expect. So he doesn't do very well with transitions or like major changes. So he'll say, so okay mom, today's Saturday, so what you said was we're going to get our hair cut, and then you said we're going to Chuck E. Cheese, and then we're gonna have dinner, we're gonna come back, and we're gonna play, right mom? Like, he'll literally go through his entire schedule for the day and clarify or verify with me that that's exactly what's going to happen and that's what he has to expect. I did not know that him keeping a schedule was a sign that he had anxiety. I thought that was really weird, but I'm happy that we caught it early. Those of you who know me very well know I've suffered with anxiety my entire life. When I was younger, we did not have a name for it. I did not know I was suffering from anxiety until I got much older and was actually diagnosed with it. So as a child, I remember my anxiety being when I would leave the house. Anytime I left my comfort zone, I would just have terrible anxiety. And the ways that it would show up in my behavior were I would be physically ill, like I'd literally feel sick. Sometimes I would vomit, and as soon as I got back home, I was completely fine. Like, there was nothing wrong with me once I got back home. But if I would leave, for instance, to go and spend some time at my grandmother's house, I would be ill. If my sister would leave me and I'd be alone without her, I would cry. A lot of times my mom would have to come and pick me up mid-trip because I would cry to go home. So I think I had really bad separation anxiety, and then it just eventually grew into like generalized anxiety like Ethan. So I do believe anxiety is hereditary or genetic. So it may run in our family. When I first found out that he was diagnosed with ADHD and anxiety, my reaction was just complete shock. I can deal with the ADHD diagnosis. I feel like all my boys have some sort of ADHD. The diagnosis for anxiety was what really hit hard, only because I've suffered with anxiety my whole life, so I know exactly what it's like, and I don't want my son to grow up suffering from anxiety. It's no fun. As I've gotten older, it's gotten harder to control, but I've been doing pretty well. I've been getting some help myself for coping with my anxiety. When I'm stressed, that's when I have like the most anxiety attacks. I haven't had a panic attack in a while, thank God, but I also have panic attacks. But of recent, I've been pretty good. Some of the things I've been doing are exercising, just taking it easy, trying not to be so controlling of every situation, and just letting life happen. So what I plan on doing is questioning Ethan, trying to figure out some of the things that worry him, some of the things that scare him. That'll be the beginning for us. I feel as though it makes sense that he would have anxiety about his health, or when to expect like a surgery, or if he isn't feeling well, maybe he has anxiety about having to go back to a hospital. Like, there's so many different reasons why Ethan can have anxiety, and as a child with a chronic illness, it would only make sense. Now, one thing that I did learn is that ADHD, or behavioral issues, academic struggles, they're all very common in children with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. There was actually an article I found online that gave me some really good tips and useful information. I will try to find that article and I'll link it down below for other families who may be experiencing this. If you hear Ian, that's because he's getting ready to take his nap. And if I were to try to wait for it to be completely quiet in the house to record a video, I would never record a video, so you'll just have to tune him out. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly jump on and let you guys know Ethan is doing well. Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? If you've seen Black Panther, that was one of my favorite parts. Back to what I was saying. Yes, Ethan is doing great. We are so grateful and so thankful that God continues to bless him with health. And we will be working on his ADHD, and we will be working on his anxiety, finding different ways to help him cope with both. And yeah, the school is actually helping as well. We are going to start him on a individualized learning plan, and hopefully we continue to see him thrive in school. He's done so much better than he did in the beginning of the school year. He was really struggling with reading and math, and now he's gotten a pretty good hang of it. He's been doing pretty good on his spelling test and his math test. So I'm just hoping he continues to do well. I tell him all the time how proud I am of him, and that he can do it. Whatever he sets his mind to, he can achieve it. There's nothing in this world that he cannot achieve if he does not set his mind to it. The possibilities are endless. A lot of people try to hold their children back, and that's one thing I refuse to do. I think my children can do anything they want to do, and I actually support them in all the things that they want to do. So having an invisible illness has been hard this year academically. A lot of people don't understand Ethan and how his heart defect also affects his ability to learn at school. So now that we have some more answers, I'm just looking forward to getting him on track and keeping him on track. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope some of the information was useful for you. If you have any questions, tips, advice for me, please let me know in the comments below. Or as always, send me an email and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!